do it over here on the page. Here we go. There we are. One moment. It's move so slow now. All right, we are live. We are live. Anke Ma'at. We have just actually just gone live. So we haven't said or started anything. But good morning, Nefer Baka, everyone. Thank you all for being here. Our opener of the way, Sinet Oye, is having some issues with her fur baby right now, so she cannot come in this morning. But to start, we want to say dua to the Netaru and all of you who gather with us this morning. As we come to a close for Women's Month, we gather in gratitude and reverence for the divine feminine forces that nurture life, restore balance, and bring healing to the world. With the Kemetic tradition, healing is not only physical, but true healing reaches us through the spirit, the mind, and the body. And when these three things and aspects are brought into harmony, the heart becomes light and life flows in alignment with Ma'at. So today, we're going to close out Women's Month, honoring the healing power carried by the Netarut, or the Neteret, we shall say, the divine feminine forces whose wisdom restores what is broken, whose compassion soothes the heart, and whose strength guides us towards wholeness. We also want to honor the women, the mothers and grandmothers and aunties and sisters, both living and ancestral, whose care and resilience and wisdom have been vessels of healing for generations. As we open the way this morning, we are going to play an opening of the way from let's just say we're going to play a throwback this morning. I'm going to share it with you for the opening of the way. And I hope that you all receive this well. Again, we send love and light to Sinet Oye as she's going through something, and we will again mention that during the moment of prayer a little later. So if you will, we will share here.
Anetrak in bed het. Nuke in bed het.
Anetrak happy.
Nuke happy. Twau inter. Anetrak terket. Nuke serket.
Anetrak kebsenuf.
Nuke kebsenuf. Twau inter. Anetrak ast. Nuke ast.
Anetrak amset.
Nuke amset. Twau inter. Anetrak neat. Nuke neat.
Anetrak dwamutef.
Nuke dwamutef. Twau inter. Anetrak newt. Nuke newt.
Anetrak geb.
Nuke geb. Twau inter.
Anetrak shoe.
Nuke shoe. 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 Anetrak tefnut. Nuke tefnut. 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 Nuke tefnut. Anetrak pau interu. Nuke pau interu. Anetrak umbu interu. Nuke umbu interu. Twau enter. Oh. Twawinter.
Twawinter. Unfortunately, I am still unable to stand at this time. I am going through a very, 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 very difficult battle with some things. So I'm still stuck down here in the basement. You see, I'm not in my shrine, but that's all right. I'm still here, and I am still filled with the spirit. So, Uncle Ma'at, then James, I see you there, Uncle Ma'at. Were you all able to see that video? Okay,
Yes.
good, 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 good. All right. Well, I say, as we open the way, always we say, honor to Baba Heru, Ankra Samad Sepata, Ma'ak Heru, opener of the way, bearer of Ma'at, and custodian of the Ankh. We continue this ritual in honor of your contribution to the Kemetic legacy, which we are living today. So we open this sacred space now in reverence. May the path before us be cleared, and may our minds be calm and receptive. May our hearts be aligned with truth and balance. Dua to the Netaru who guide our steps. Dua to the Netaru whose nurturing presence restore life. May this sacred space be protected and uplifted as we gather here together. The next section here is giving flowers. We always want to give our flowers. I love to give flowers to people while they are alive and among us instead of at their grave site. We give enough to our ancestors. We must equally give to those who are here present with us. Anke Ma'at to you. Himner Ames. Anke Ma'at. So glad that you are here. You will be mentioned actually, so I'm definitely glad that you've come here today. So we always want to give our flowers to Himnetter Intepi Jabari, who's brought most of us together in the Shrine of Ma'at. For those of you who are watching who are not Shrine of Ma'at members and other Kemetic U family and Abbot, we murmur you and thank you for being here. Giving our flowers to those who have been able to attend here on the screen. My son, Curtis, thank you so much for always being the backup. You're not the backup at all. You are just wherever you need to be. I so thank you and always flowers. And Jason, same to you. And to our love, Sinette here, Shrine of Ma'at member, Sinette Daria Ware. You all, many of you know her. On the screen, it says Empress Daria, so flowers to you. Giving our flowers to Himnetta Wasiri, who began this journey of session of adoration with us. So always want to be able to give our flowers to him. And his queen, Sinette Tara. She's always gave him the time and the space to be here with us. So we also send him love and light as he's going through his healing journey. Now, the flowers, I'm again not in my shrine where I would normally pull out my plant and pour the water into it. But I do want to say those flowers remind us that even after seasons of difficulty, life still opens up towards light. Just like many of our hair, it grows up towards the sun. So even after the difficult times, even like our beloved Himnetter Ames, who's gone through his journey with cancer, when that hair grows back, it grows right up to the sun. So those flowers represent that. Their fragrance represents renewal and restoration and the gentle power of care. So those offerings that we give symbolically are in honor of the divine feminine forces, including Ma'at, Aset, Het Heru, and Bet-Het, whose wisdom, love, and protection and restoration sustain life and balance within this world. So I offer those flowers to the mothers and the women. Nurturing presence continues to guide and to uplift our community. So now let's just go ahead and clear our minds for a moment and set that flower, set the feather. I don't have it here with me. My dusty feather, yes, it's upstairs, but we all know I still have that dusty feather. I don't have my bowl either, but I do have my wand. So I'll say, let's go ahead and take our 4 breaths here of life so we can get ready for today's adoration. Let's take a deep breath here. Oh, Sinette Oye has made it. Okay, good. So we'll take a deep breath here to open the mind. Let's just take a deep breath here to lighten the spirit. You got your bowl. Good. Go ahead. And another to lighten the heart. And the last and final breath, let's take a deep breath to breathe in Ma'at and exhale Ifset. And as we breathe together, let the body relax and the mind settle and the spirit open. The feather of Ma'at reminds us that healing begins when balance is restored within. And the mind becomes clear, the spirit becomes calm. And that is light. If you just sunshine. All right. There you go. Thank you. Dua for that. Dua for that. All right. As we transition into adoration this morning, the feather of Ma'at has been set before us. Our breaths have now become steady, and we move on to the reflection into adoration. So, having opened our mind, enlightened our spirit, and balanced our heart, we turn our attention to honoring the divine feminine forces that bring healing and harmony to creation. So, let us offer some adoration and get into the conversation. I say Iau, which is adoration or praise. Iau to Ma'at, Lady of Truth and Balance. She who steadies the heart of humanity and the bringer of harmony where there may be confusion. May our balance restore peace within us, individually, within our minds, bodies, and spirits, within our families, within our communities, and ultimately within the world. I say Iau to As, or Aset, great mother of wisdom and healing. She who gathered what was broken and restored life again. She whose devotion and magic overcomes despair. May her wisdom restore the strength in our spirits. Iau to Het Heru, Lady of joy and compassion. She whose music lifts our hearts and whose presence nourishes our soul. May her love bring healing to our bodies and peace to our hearts. And many of us, such as myself, need healing. Iau to Enbethet, Lady of the House, guardian of the thresholds and protectors of the vulnerable. She who stands beside the grieving and comforts the brokenhearted. May her protection surround our community. And may her presence bring restoration where life has been lost. Many of us have dealt with loss recently, and that means loss of loved ones, loss of jobs, finances. So we call upon her so that she may bring restoration where there has been loss. Now we also honor the grandmothers whose prayers are the very reason some of us are still here today. Because I know that there are lots of grandmothers whose knees were bloodied from praying for many of us to be where we are today. They may not have seen us where we are today, but a lot of us, before we came into this divine energy, ran the streets. I know I did. And I know without grandma's prayers, I probably wouldn't have been here today. Those mothers who came before us in many faces, our own, but they were aunties, sisters, friends, women whose endurance and sacrifice and care carried life forward and strengthened us through generations. May their strength live within us, and may their wisdom guide us. May their love continue to flow through our community. Do it to the divine feminine whose healing power moves through the world. And with that, I would just like to open up the floor to Empress Daria. And as you can see, the theme is the Close to Women's Month. We're talking about, healing, um, the healing of the mind, body, and spirit. And it's no coincidence. Again, none of these things are rehearsed. It's no coincidence that our sin Curtis is here today also, who leads to health and wellness and many other healing aspects. And I say that because all of us have some input into what that even means to us when we say healing holistically, mind, body, and spirit. And that I will turn it over to each one to provide some adoration, and I'll mute my mic. Sinette Daria, you can go ahead and take it away.
Mhm. While you were paying homage to the deities, I also want to. The spirit led me this morning to a deity which is Mut, and Mut is the mother. She is the mother. She is the goddess. She is the one that brought the from the primordial waters of Nu. So we have to make sure we remember Mut because she is before all the other deities. It says that she was self-created. So we can't forget the creator also, the mother Mut. So I just wanted to, Spirit just gave me that to just, if anyone wants to research who Mut is, because when you mentioned grandmothers and those that were before our mothers and things like that, so I just wanted to um, pay homage to her as well. And you mentioned healing. Healing is a process. It's a continuing process. You all heard my story when I first came into initiation. I was just coming out of knee surgery. So, sister, I understand. You can only be on one floor, contained to one room. I truly understand. I can tell you, I feel like that was one of my darkest moments in my life because I was always the person that helped people. And now I had to depend on people to help me, to go to the bathroom, to stand up, to get in the shower, and it was hard. It was difficult. I had insomnia. I had bad dreams. I had nightmares. And as I share with my sister and my other two sisters who are not on here, Sinette, Seshmeet, and Be Wisdom, who also they helped me through that time. And I shared with them a video. I mean, a dream that I would constantly have all the time. And in this dream, I'm in this large body of water, I guess the ocean, and I'm terrified of water. I am. I'm terrified of large bodies of water. And I shared how I can see myself drowning, but I wouldn't die. I wouldn't, I'm sinking to the bottom, but I'm in the middle. There's water above me, there's water below me, there's water around me. I see darkness below me, and I'm terrified because it's like no one is coming to save me. And so what my sister Be Wisdom told me, she says to me, she gave me a different perspective to look at it. and not just drowning, but of a rebirth. And that, and that the divine, the creator, was giving me a moment of being rebirthed, of being reborn. And so I said, okay, when I come out of this headspace that I'm in, I'm going to walk in Empress. I'm going to walk in her, because she is a healed person. She is healthy, she's happy, she's whole, and I'm going to walk in that. And so I had to have a conversation with myself. There's five of us. There's a five of us in here, and we have to have a conversation, because although that was in 2021, and it took me to probably 23 to really believe in myself. Like, okay, Daria, you're healed. You have to muster through the pain. You have to go to physical therapy. And it's funny because I actually got on my physical therapy shirt, and that team, the team there helped me so much through all the crying I was going through, all the pain. I felt like I was broken, but I was just bruised. I was not broken. I was just bruised, you know. And so healing is a continual process. On some days, my knee feel brand new, like I can run a marathon, and I'm so grateful to see Sin Curtis still running marathons. You know, I commend him on that, because I'm like, if I run to the trash can, I'm out of breath. You know, and so I understand healing is a process. Um, we're not broken. We're just bruised for a moment. And when you have those around you that are praying for you, checking on you, giving you, pouring into you, it makes that healing process, um, it makes it, you can feel all of that. You can feel the energy that they're sending you. Um, I'm my love language is gift giving. I love to send things to people who are going through something. I sent Abu Ahmed some things like, hey, I'm thinking of you, and I'm continuing praying for you. So yeah, healing is a process, and we have to sometimes give ourselves grace. And it's okay if we feel like we're going to fall apart at that moment. Go ahead, fall apart, but then get up, mend yourself back together. Mend yourself back together. Tell yourself you are whole, you are healthy, and you're healed. That's my that is my mantra to myself. I tell myself that. I try to say it every day. I'm whole, I'm healthy, and I'm healed. That's what I have.
Dua for that. Dua. Ah, that was a lot. And it was such a wonderful piece of adoration because I felt every part of it. Just the other day, Sinette Oye had Heru, she's there. Sin Curtis, I know he stepped away, but just the other day, when you said also having that support circle, I messaged him and I was just crying. I was just, and I just said, I just need to see y'all for a minute. Do you
Yeah,
know they were at work? They were, whatever they were doing, they stopped
yeah,
getting me teary eyed now and they called
yeah, yeah,
and they FaceTime me. And I was stuck in this bed because I couldn't, I tried to go back to work this week, but I was stuck in this bed and they called me.
yeah.
They FaceTime me. St. Curtis was there. St. Jason was there. St. Tom, everybody was at work, but they stopped in that moment what they were doing and they called and I just cried. And they said, that's all I needed. I just needed I just needed, I don't know, just their faces, their presence for a moment. And I didn't
Hmm.
stop crying, but I felt better. It
That's
was
right.
what I needed at the moment to give me a little push. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
Hmm.
I definitely understand what you're saying about how your support was there. And it's important and not to fall into the I'm broken, but I'm bruised. And I love that. Love that analysis of how you say that and your mantras. The last few days, I've just been repeating over and over and over again, Uncle Johnson Neb, because it's been so painful. And
Hmm.
it has actually helped.
Hmm.
Pain medicine hasn't helped, so I don't take it. It just hasn't helped at all. So I stopped taking it while I flood my body with this
Hmm.
stuff. It's not working. I'm still crying. I'm still in pain. I'm still not moving. So when you said that, it really, really hit home.
Hmm.
That
Yes.
St. Curtis,
And I'll check on you this week.
Do oh, and also to add to that, that wasn't a joke. That was not false either, what you said, because there was a time when I was going through when my mom passed, and you and your sister sent me some things. I got a sound bowl, I got jewelry. I don't know if you remember that, but you all sent me some things, and I'll never forget that. So do I as well.
Wow. That's right.
St. Curtis.
Uncle Maat. Um, I would really like a second or two if y'all could continue the conversation. I'm looking for something that I'd like to share,
Okay.
and I just need a few seconds to find something.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Sinette Oye so she can chime on in with her adoration as far as healing mind and spirit goes. I know she has a lot to add to this if she's able to. Um, Sinette Oye.
And my family, Uncle Mayat,
Okay.
Sinette Daria, Uncle Mayat to Sin Curtis, and Uncle Mayat to Shinkai. And Uncle Mayat to all of y'all in the chat, chatting it up with us this rising. Um, hmm. So I guess one thing that I can add that's been real heavy, and it's been real heavy with a lot of people that I'm connected to, is the affirmations, setting your intention for the day, the first like as soon as you crack open your eyes. You know, normally when I first crack open my eyes, my hand go right to my phone. You understand? And then I'm scrolling. I'm really just trying to look to see what time it is, and then I get to scrolling because I see all the notifications. Then I get distracted, and now I'm in a rabbit hole of social media, and I haven't even started my day yet. You get what I'm saying? I haven't even given gratitude or thanks or anything like that. So I say, like, within the last 2 weeks, I started, getting back to that, getting back to when I first wake up, just being grateful for life. You understand what I'm saying? Being grateful for being here, because I don't know about y'all, but I know me. I can complain. I can complain about life. Like, why me? I'm a whole Pisces. We emotional. You understand? And when stuff start to hit the fan for me, it's like, why? Why me? What did I do to deserve this? I'm drama queen. I'm a character. I'm all of the above. I get on everybody's nerves. I get on everybody's nerves, like when I'm like that, because I'm a big old baby. I'm spoiled. But what I learned in the last 2 weeks of doing my affirmations, even if I just have it playing in my ear while I'm at work, and that's the most time that uh I can get it done, because I just have like a good 8 videos, of different affirmations going all day long. And sometimes I'm listening and sometimes I'm not, because work kind of take you away. But in that, like, when I wake up, sometimes I'm in a very bad mood. I don't feel like today. I don't feel like people. I don't feel like myself. You get what I'm saying? And I throw that affirmation on, and then the next thing you know, I got all this energy from somewhere, and it's not just uh it's good energy, good positive energy. Like, people comment on it, like they remember how I came in the morning. They like, girl, where you get all this energy from, or whatnot. So sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, like, what you speak, how you speak into your day will determine your day. You get what I'm saying? So that's the start of the healing. I guess my healing for me is getting back to that, remembering, speaking into myself, speaking into my environment and my spaces and the places that I'm going, preparing the way before I get there, or whatnot. And that's what I have to add to the conversation today. Do I?
Do it. That definitely inspiring to me as I'm going through this thing. But you know, for me, healing it's also like Sanette Daria. I don't really have much more to add other than what you both said. I know like she said, it's continual. It's not something that you can say I'm healed. You know what I mean? There's it's whether it's a knee injury, whether it's a trauma, whether it's sickness, even deeper in death. Um, you can do the work and you can see the other side and feel better, but it always remains because it occurred. So at any time where you are not humble to the healing and the journey and the course that you've taken to get to those feel good spaces, you will easily be reminded if you do not, continue that journey. And like she said, I, I definitely could use a little bit of better speaking, like she said, speaking power into yourself. That's something Sinet Oye said that's really, really, and this, yes, we're closing out the Women's Month, but this applies to this isn't just about women. Speaking power into yourself, into your environment. I know we've heard that, but this morning when you said that, it just hits a little different. Speaking power into yourself and your environment and opening the space where you're going to enter. And it's not just as we saw opening the way that we do, that ritual every morning, but opening the space that you enter. It doesn't mean you go up to a space and open the way, but like she said, speaking power into yourself and your environment, that is that is a gem to take away from here. Even if you knew it already, a reminder, because it definitely is a reminder for me to do just that. Even as I'm stuck in this room, speaking power into this environment, that I'm not going to be stuck in this room for long. That this room is actually a sacred space too, but I don't have to be stuck in these four walls for long. So I think that definitely, even those words, Sanet Oye, were a form of healing to me. Just hearing that is something that was meant for me to be heard. So I definitely appreciate and say dua to you for saying that. Um, Anything else you want to add, Empress? I'm gonna address you by your name there, Empress. And then I'm gonna take a look at the chat here and see who we have. We have our Sanet, uh, Sakina Ra, Anke Ma'at to you, Mur to you, Mur to you, Sinatan, you are there. Uh, Bekan Nefer to you as well. I see you there in the chat on Facebook and on YouTube. And of course, we saw him Netter Ames. And we saw our Sin James there, and Sin Jason, who was here with us. I know he's listening in somewhere. So I wanted to make sure to greet all of you. I don't see any questions. Sinet Empress, if you have anything to add, please go ahead while Sin Curtis is
I think Curtis is probably ready.
you ready, Sin Curtis?
I think he's ready. But I appreciate being on here because all of us has been in each other's life for a time of healing process at some point. The day when we had initiation and Sin Curtis couldn't stay long, my sister and I was there holding him up. We had to make sure he was okay. And from there we always make sure he is okay. You know, so we are each other's support, and we have to be each other's support. I just want to add.
And we do it for not just for our shrine members and each other, for extended family. This isn't, this what we do within our shrines, within our Kemetic temples, within our Kemetic communities, within ourselves, like Sanet Oye said, that spreads out into the world. And that means when Sanet Curtis's great nephew that has nothing to do with Kemetic spirituality needs prayer, we do that. When that's what it's about. It's about bringing that healing energy for all of us and not just isolated. We don't want to, gatekeep healing energy. We spread that out, and it definitely, as you can, just by seeing different folks on the screen every week, you can definitely see the power in healing. It's not necessarily about just being on these screens. These are testimonies about what really occurs. And as Kemetic practitioners, this is practice. This is a live living practice, and this is what we're doing. So, Sin Curtis, I definitely turn it over to you.
So, draw everyone for creating the space today. And I can confess, I had maybe a lazy kind of view of This morning, I expected to just tune in and listen. I didn't prepare or think I would be participating or involved in the discussion or the adoration. However, um, sometimes life, we have to wing things sometimes, and I'm winging it. And the theme that I'm hearing today, in addition to an all respect to feminine principle and the month honoring, our sacred and divine feminine energies, um, the theme that's really standing out to me is healing. Healing. And this process and relations to our understanding of Kemetic practitioners. And I'd like to expand on that, in that, Kemet as a geographical place was just one of many different places in which spirituality was being practiced on the motherland. And there were many other spiritual systems that also understood this universal process of healing. And I want to introduce a term from our African centered culture, the Bantu culture, for the term for healing, and it's called Into. Capital N, capital T, capital U. Into. And what Into is a Bantu Central African concept that describes a universal, unifying force that touches upon all aspects of existence. It is the basic essence that unifies the universe, and as such, it is the essence of life. Into is the force in which beings and brains coalescence, and insofar as human beings are concerned, Into is both immanent, a spiritual force inside for healing, and transcendent, a spiritual force outside. So, as above, so below, as without, so within. And when we talk about Ma'at and harmony and being connected and balance with the sacred and divine energies within, that are also reflection of the sacred and divine energies without, that activates and allows this universal healing force of Into to start our healing process. It's the energy that drives the healing process, but it requires us to be in balance. We have to restore harmony inside. We have to have order inside. We have to have truth inside for this healing energy is a part of our life force for us and all beings in order for it to effectuate the healing process. Into highlights the interrelatedness between the intrinsic, the physical and immaterial, and extrinsic, social and material factors that impact one's ability to both influence and respond to problems of daily living, physical health problems, financial problems, relationship problems, employment problems, just problems, period. Daily life is going to generate stress. And as our souls and spirits entombed in this physical form are passing through on this sojourn, which sojourn, our soul's journey through this place and time and space, we have this energy that we need to stay balanced, that allows us to heal from the daily life stressors that surely come to each and every one. We're not getting out. We're not going to escape that. I would love to get to a point of Ma'at where it's just bliss and utopia and stay there. And believe me, I tried with a lot of drugs in the 70s and 80s, but you keep coming down and coming back to the reality of daily life stressors. So, from an African worldview, the world is one of extraordinary harmony that is the natural order, and to assist people and systems to become harmonious, balanced, and authentic within a shared energy and essence that is in alignment with the natural order. In this shared space that we have today, to help us share this energy and help us restore order, starting with inside as a shrine and extending outward to all those that are in attendance. And as this ends and they go in through their walk and their daily life. And that's what I'd like to offer for today's adoration, just winging it. And one of the things that I've learned from one of our spiritual capacities, even though I was not prepared, was to just listen and tune in to the energy, to the rhythm. Every offering that we all shared just helped me tune in and hear a theme and inspired me to find this particular content that I'm sharing with you about into, which energizes our natural healing force. So with that, that's my offering. I pass.
Do. That's one thing that summer about these sessions on Sundays is because, again, they are organic and they're not meant to be rehearsed or prepared. On Sunday morning, since Himnet or Wasiri has not been with us before the session, I just figure out what's going on today. What would be a great topic, and that's pretty much how it goes. Whatever is said it flows from there. It's not, it's not planned. So that's why these things are so wonderful, so nefer, because it comes from the heart. It's not a rehearsal. It's not something that you plan to say. It's like you said, you listen, and it's a portion of reciprocity. You're listening, and that's how you reciprocate your thoughts. After you listen, and you can interpret, what's been said. So Dua, that was never, as always, St. Curtis. I knew it would be. um does anyone have anything else to add to adoration before we move into prayer?
I would like to add something. And again, as he mentioned, listening, allowing the force to give you something, a download. So as he was mentioning the into, it brought to me how we also must remember to keep the ba and the ka in alignment. We must make sure, what are we feeding our ba and our ka? What are we feeding our consciousness? What are we feeding our spirit, our soul? You know, he mentioned soul without a soul within. Though, we forget those sometimes. Senka, you're part of that. And so I feel like we have to take moments to realign also, as he mentioned, within is so important, because we have so many thoughts that download in our head on a daily. Majority of them are negative. As Oye stated, you have to get your mind right at the beginning of the day. You have to get your mind right at the beginning of the day. I lost my job in December, but at the same time, when you was talking about a loss, it was such a divine moment when I needed to be off work. You know, it gave me an opportunity to sit with myself, to rethink myself, my personal journey, my spiritual journey, and to tap into my divinity so I can go higher, so I can elevate, so I can ascend as well. So that's what came to me about we have to, focus more on, well, the whole, us as a whole, but remembering the ba and the ka. Take time to realign your soul and your spirit, and what are you feeding them?
From that, I gather, from all that everyone has said, I gather the reminder of holistic, the word holistic anyway, the whole thing, not part of the thing, the
Mm-hmm.
whole.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take the piece of you, the knee, and fix the knee if the mind is not in the right space. You can't take and fix the knee if the heart or the spirit is not in the right space, because you're not, if those things aren't in alignment, you're not going to feed your mind the appropriate things that it needs to even educate you to do the right things for your body,
Right.
and then to be able to give homage for those things that you did. So that's the three things: the mind, body, and the spirit. If one of those are out of balance, and like you were mentioning, before, we have our different aspects. You have five, and we all have our many aspects, just like the Netaru. But we always got to come back to remember that they are still one within us, and that they
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be against each other. We need to have that union, that togetherness, that smai twi taiwi, and
Mm-hmm.
to understand that they are still one. Though many aspects that they are one, instead of working against each other, they need to work with each other. So that was a reminder that I got from everything that everyone said today. So do offer that. And with that, Sinette Oye, before we move into anything, do you have anything to add to adoration? I know she's on mute, but if she's listening, she will chime in. Okay. And if not, let's move into a space of prayer. So if there are any prayer requests, please put them in the chat. You can, see here. Yes, yes. Let me check that. If there are any prayer requests, please make sure to put that in the chat for us, so that we can pray for you. Any of us, any of your family members. You don't necessarily have to state those things. I see Garrett Van had joined us. Anke Ma'at to you. I also see Sakina Ross saying our existence of being. And it says you have seasons which assist us to balance. That's correct. And let's see. Himner Ames wanted to know, St. Curtis, if you could share the book you were reading from.
Actually, I was reading from the manual. I just became certified into therapist, um, and it is the manual that came with my training and study from the Progressive Life Center in Washington, D.C. And it is definitely one of my goals, my aspirations, to bring healing and therapy from an African centered approach. And for those that don't know, I'll just share that I've been a therapist and a counselor since 1999. And what I've observed is 99% of the theoretical frameworks are European centered. And we have the same people that are and cultures and systems that they created that are causing our mental health, emotional health, and physical health problems, trying to give us solutions from their same ideology and worldview. And something about that just does not sit right with me. And finding into through the progressive life therapy, my goal has been to um, make that available to any and all of our brothers and sisters, that are looking for support as we share our energies to help each other restore ma'at within as well as without, so that the natural process of healing, initiated, empowered, and energized by the life force of Intu, can start. So that's the source. Himnetter Ahmed, I'll be happy to send you at least a couple of the articles written by the founder, Dr. He's an ancestor now, Dr. Frederick Phillips is the founder of Into. So I'll definitely get that to you ASAP.
Dua. He said, okay, and very true. He agrees 100%. Sakina Ross says, yes, healing begins from the inside out. In a
Mhm.
time we will see our efforts. He says she murs he agreed very wholeheartedly, and so do I when it comes to what you just said in reference to the coming from an African perspective.
Mhm.
Sinet Oye?
Yes. So I wanted to, if y'all don't mind, just add something that came to me while y'all was talking and stuff, right? And it's just about, I don't know what it's about, but y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get it. So I just want to, first and foremost, I want to say thank you, do I, to Sinet Shinka, because for a lot of y'all do know, like I had taken a lot of losses within the last 5 years, and I have been in my grieving state, and I've really lost the love for a lot of things, including Kemetic spirituality and science and the people within it. You understand what I'm saying? So I found myself questioning life and everything. I really went down the dark hole. So I stepped back, disappeared for a while, and whatnot. So I just want to say that if it wasn't for Sinet Shinkai coming and bothering me, I don't think I would have been able to pull myself out of that slump by myself. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes the Netaru, the ancestors, our guides, they send people to you to help get you out of your stuff. You get what I'm saying? Especially when you're in a time that you can't get yourself out of it. You get what I mean? So I don't know if y'all have noticed, but like slowly but surely, I feel myself coming back. You know what I mean? Coming back alive, finding the love for things, and stuff like that. So that's also, I guess, a part of the healing journey is noticing when you can't do it for you. You get what I'm saying? And having the strength and the courage to go to somebody else and be like, listen, can you help me? Help me. Can you help me? Help me. And I know a lot of people might sit in rooms by themselves thinking that, like, who can I call to help me? You know what I mean? To trust to help me. Because trust is another thing. Who can I call that I can vent to and not have to worry about the judgment? You know? Um, who can I call that I can just get it all out, you know, and nobody say anything, but just you're letting me get it all out or whatever. And then at the end of it, um, whatever messages come, they come. You know what I mean? But you gave me the chance just to get all of my stuff out. And sometimes that's all it is a listening ear, because spirit is going to work regardless, whether it's through somebody else's voice, it could be your own voice. Because while you're venting, you're getting all of these downloads too. You get what I'm saying? And you're starting to understand yourself too. But I'm just grateful that I had somebody to hear my silent cry for help, because it was a silent cry. You get what I'm saying? I sent out the signal silently and she picked it up and she wouldn't leave me alone. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for that, because if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be in front of y'all today, expressing the things that I'm expressing to y'all. I would probably still be in my little uh, dark hole somewhere. You know what I mean? Trying to dig myself out of the hole, whatever. So I just wanted to add that. And thank you. And thank y'all. And I love y'all. I murder y'all and all of that good stuff. All right.
Dua.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful,
Wow.
Oye. That's so beautiful because as you mentioned, sometimes trust is a difficult thing. And when we are in a sunken place, because I believe that's probably, that's what it's called nowadays because of the movie. But you were in a sunken place, and it's difficult when because again, there's already so much negativity that's already going on in your head. And so you don't know again who can you trust. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to the Most High and the Divine Creator that I have my sister. But even then, from if you all read her book, she was not always Coach Rael. She has been broken into 1,000 pieces and rebuilt, from the creator, and so we have each other, and a lot of people don't have that. When I go through my falling apart and meltdown and Sinet, oh yeah, I'm a drama queen too, you know. But I'm a drama. My sister tell me all the time I'm like an M&M. I'm hard on the outside, but I'm soft on the inside.
Mhm.
But it's that is important when you do have someone that you can just pour it all out to, just pour it out. And it doesn't even have to be a conversation. Just let me get it out. I don't know if you all, I don't know, this just came to me and it may be off, but there is a movie called Harmony, because since we're talking about balance and my there's a movie called Harmony. And if anyone is an empath, I think this is a movie that you all should watch, because Harmony has these powers where she pretty much takes everyone's pain and suffering, and she takes it all so you can be healed. But then she's sick, and the thing that helps her to um heal herself is she has to, go take a hot shower or a bath to wash all that residue and things. I mean, it's a deep movie. I think you all should watch it. It's Sunday. I don't know. You guys should go and watch the movie Harmony and look at it from a spiritual eye. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. It takes a lot of strength to want to accept someone's help too. You have to be accepting, because some people are so broken within their mind that sometimes they don't even want to accept the help. They just want to just suffer in silence, and they think that sitting in that dark place eventually, it'll go to somewhere else, but it's just going to worsen. You stay in that dark place, it's going to worsen, because you have to have light. And sometimes we aren't the light ourselves. We have to accept the light to come and help us and heal us, and those who are assigned to us at times. So I just wanted to say, continue on your journey also, Sanet Oye. Healing prayers to you and your fur baby. And, we just have to strengthen one another and know that the healing it's still a journey. It is still a journey until we leave this earthly realm. And like Sinet curse, we're not going to escape from it. We're going to we're going to have some beautiful glorious moments that we can bask in and hold on to, but know that without one you won't have the other, without the darkness you won't have the light. So it is a duality of those things. So you just have to know how to be prepared, and sometimes you may not be, but how can you react in those moments? And that's sometimes sometimes the Most High gives us tests. We think we got it all together until we go into a different space, a different group of people. And how are we going to react? Did we pass the test that we're supposed to, that we have already learned? So I think, I believe, as long as we know that we don't have it all together, as long as we know we're not perfect, but the fact that we can trust someone to help us along this healing journey, I think is very important. So, again, prayers to you, us, and then, oh yeah, and that's beautiful that you shared that and opened up. And I'll try to do my best to reach out and check on you as well.
Azua for that. Thank you.
Dua for that. In the chat, we do have Himnetter Ahmed says, yes, indeed, sometimes we must not let fear prevent us to ask for help. That is true. Absolutely true. Over on the YouTube chat, we see Sin Limba says, let's pray for Shinka for divine healing. Dua for that. You know, to me, just being here in this space and seeing the responses, I know that I I'm pretty confident that I'm prayed for and I'm covered. So I claim that healing. You know, do I know that those we come to pray for folks, but we too need that. And she said that she nailed it. We were going to pray for the fur baby and hope that she is healed, because our animals are we call them pets, and I don't they're not pets, they're family members. If you're nurturing and you're feeding and you're having a relationship with this animal, that is your family. Um, it is even the same as you care for your plants and your trees. Those two are your family members, your universal family members. So we hope that our little fur baby gets better there, Sinesh. And oh yay. You took me a little off guard with that adoration. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting you to say that. So dua for that. And as you know, I'm not the kind of person that tries to be something. I'm a conduit. I'm a vessel. I don't really, I don't really choose to do things. I don't necessarily choose not to, but whatever comes, it works through me in whatever way it's supposed to. And I've learned to accept what's supposed to be, even the parts that I may not necessarily like all the time. Um, there are times when I feel like, I'm there for people, but who's there for me? Not that I feel like no one's there for me, but it's like she said, the trusting, and who do I turn to? I felt very comfortable with turning to the group of support. And not that I don't feel that comfortable with others, even my family members, but when I reached out to them that day when I was really going through it, it was them who I needed. And you just said it yourself, Sinette Daria, you don't know who the Neteru is going to use, who it's going to be through, or one of you two said that. And it was them that I needed that day. And it really wasn't to say anything. I just needed to cry, and I just needed them to just be there. And they were, and it really made, I don't know how, but it made a huge difference um, that day. St. Curtis.
Well, yes. First, I want to say this group today. I must not be doing a good job with balancing the feminine energy with my masculine energy. I've been referred to as Sinette 3 times, so
Not not
I
by
just
me.
I just changed my name. I just made sure that y'all know it's Sin. I got to power up next time, right? Raise the
Oh no.
masculine, power up. But that was a joke, y'all.
Lower
But I did
yours,
change
St.
name.
Curtis.
Um, but the other thing is, every one of you and what you just shared was a great example of what the purpose of the support group was. And as it comes back, it was the same thing, is that in supporting someone, it's not that we can fix anyone per se. Sinette Shinkar, when you had that moment and you reached out, and the reciprocity, energy flows where attention goes. And you reached out and you received some reciprocity through our attention and that energy. We didn't heal your back, but just the reciprocity, that energy flowing to you, knowing you're supported, leads to us rebalancing the scales. So when we have this physical distress, and it leads to emotional and mental distress, and how do we balance that out? And sometimes we need that energy from others just to listen and be there. Just like Sinette Oye shared, that the energy that you've sent her, and you didn't fix her, helped her balance out and go through the healing process. And once that balance is there, then the natural life force starts and initiates the healing process. And that's what our support group is about. We're going to be restarting the support group next month, and it's probably going to be once or twice a week. And I'm going to put a poll in our page. I'm going to put a poll for a suggestion on what days, and pick a day that democratically, whatever appears to be the day that most people vote on, and day and time, and get it as close to that as possible. But that's the idea of the support group, to just be there to listen, help others balance out that energy so that the N2 energy can start our healing and help us balance our scales. So I've heard just examples from everyone. Sinette Empress was Daria and Sinette Oye and my initiation. You're right. Through all that energy and that you all showed me, it's enabled me to heal. I'm 3 years in remission now and able to give back through this Shrine of Ma'at and my role. But that's what healing is about. That's what this whole, we don't have to do this alone as we're dealing with the daily life stressors, in this culture, in this society. So you guys get a great example of exactly what the support group is about and what it's going to be about when we restart next month. So thank you, y'all, for being powerful examples. And with that, I pass.
Dua. So we say together, with those prayers, together we hold those prayers with sincerity, compassion, and collective strength. May the healing flow where it's needed, and may peace reach those who are struggling. May strength return to those who are weary. Dua Natur, Dua Natur. Now we'll move into announcements. A couple of announcements. Himnetter Ames, I hope he is still here. But if you all did not see his post the other day, I do want to say that he is now a cancer survivor. So dua to the Netaru for that.
Yes.
Yes,
Let's go him, Netter Ahmed. Let's
that's right.
go.
That's right. So he'll be taking somebody down on the dance floor sooner than we thought. Okay. Um, any other announcements today? Eastern Time, 1 p.m. There will be Sebayit for members only of the Shrine of Ma'at. So if you are a member and you are interested in the study group, Sebayit has returned. We did have an intro 2 weeks ago. And they will recap that intro again today. So please tune in. There is a link on the private page, 1 p.m. Sebayit, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's hosted by our members, Sin Jason and Sinatan. So please be sure it was a real powerful intro build 2 weeks ago. We had our Sin Clico on there. Sinette Oye was there. I attended. It's going to be some real powerful information. Down the pike again, there will be beginning Medunetter coming into for members only. And again, this will not be an in-depth class. It's going to be a beginning, just a beginner to Medunetter, covering the alphabet and the basic vocabulary. There will be opportunities for more in-depth classes if people are interested after that, but there will be at least the basic Medunetter starting soon. That is, a lot of our members, many don't even know the basic alphabet, so it's going to at least give some content with that. And again, just some basic words and word structure. Those are the only announcements that I have. Do any of you all have anything else to bring to attention that needs to be announced? Not only that, I do want to also mention still, I know I say that, but I'm going to say this every week up until the time is too short. There's the reunion, the Shemsu Heru reunion. It's going to be taking place this year in Detroit, June 27th, the weekend of June 27th. So those members of you who are interested, please reach out to Sinette Coach Ye to see if it's too late for registration. But please reach out if you're interested in going. And I'm still going to make sure to say that every week under the announcements up until the time gets too short. Even some reminders that she may have for those who have already registered. I'll mention those as they come up. But if anybody else has anything that needs to be announced, please do so now. All right. Well, as we come to the close, I don't have my scale down here, but we'll say balancing the scales. And since today's topic was healing and balance, when the mind becomes calm, the body can rest. When the spirit becomes strong, the heart becomes light. So let's reflect for a moment before we close out. We can ask ourselves, where in our lives, in each of our individual lives, do we need healing? Where do I need healing? Where do you need healing? Not that we need to answer this just rhetorically. Where do I need healing in my life? And how can I bring greater balance to my thoughts and my actions? And even more so, how can I bring healing to others within my family, my community, or other? Now, each act of compassion, patience, and understanding that we give to ourselves and our families and our communities strengthens ma'at. It strengthens ma'at on the smaller scale and on the bigger scale. And as you all said, as above, so below. So each of those acts, as we are kinder to ourselves, as Sanette Oye, we're reminded that she said, speaking power into ourselves and to our environment. Our patience, Sanette Empress Daria mentioned, being patient with yourself and letting yourself go through the process. It's a process, a continual process. And then our understanding. Sanette Sin Curtis, I didn't say it. I almost said Sanette. I almost said it. Sin Curtis, we're reminded with understanding, he brought to us the into information and coming from an African's perspective of healing. All of that adoration today was super, super, super inspirational, encouraging, influential for all of us to take with us as we depart from here today, as our week comes, as these things arise, whether it be something in our mind and our body. And one thing strongly that I will take with me, St. Curtis reminded us that it won't go away. It's going to be here. It's how we react to it. So if we take nothing away from here today, let us take away some strength and the courage to face whatever storm we may have to face. Because when that storm is over, the sun will rise again. And just like that sun, we will rise with Ra. With that, if there's anything else for you all to add, would anybody like to close us out with a word of prayer or anything? If not, I say dua to all of you. Let your hearts be light, and we shall see you all next week. We're still live. You got something to say?
On that offer of a closing for prayer,
Please do.
and this is Into from Progressive Life Center. At a time when the home with family and friends should become the center of our attention and efforts, let us not forget O Neteru, the homeless and the friendless. Make us strong to fulfill our purpose and to go forward in spite of the doubt of others or our own distrust in ourselves. Let the blessings we enjoy be available to all our people through our own deeds and kindliness. Amen.
Dua Neter. Have a great week, everyone. We murder you. And we shall
Remember you
see you soon.